part 2 to the previous video about accountability. So as I was saying, there is a demand for, there are so many gaps when people start a business that they're not comfortable with asking anyone, or they're doing it from a standpoint of what makes sense to them. And I think that when you start stepping out of yourself and viewing it from your customer's point of view, your setup, your website, how easy it is to access you and your product, then then you make the proper adjustments. And as you make those adjustments, you look at the difference in the cash flow, you look at the difference in the interaction between you and the client. You measure all those things, and you're going to notice a difference. But the key is you got to realize that's part of that system. Streamline your system. It's just like people who don't want to pay for coaching or advice. Well, then you obviously want to go the long route. If you're not willing to pay to go to the next level, then that means that you're okay moving at a snail's pace, and by the time you figure it out, which you never will, because why would I not pay for the ability to talk to someone who can help me skip several steps, help me get my stuff in order, hold me accountable? Come on. But that's because people really don't know how to play the game. What they don't understand is when you watch YouTube, a lot of information you get is surface information. The only people who can watch YouTube University and get it done is people who know how to read between the lines, run with a little bit of information, do the research, dig underneath the surface, and then execute it. There are very few people that know how to do that. There are layers to this, and there are levels to it. And when you understand that, you move accordingly. Even when you purchase a course, if you don't know how to put things in action after you get the course, you might go step by step with what they show in the course. But if you don't have business IQ, you're still not going to be successful, because you're still working from a point of, I bought this product, I'm going to do this and this, but you don't know how to read the market. You don't know what zip codes to put in. You don't know how to hit this and that. Like, I had a consultation last night, and a gentleman was waiting on some information from one of the warranty companies and one of the cash lead generation companies, and his paperwork was incomplete. He didn't realize that it had slipped by, but I was able to go online, walk him through the app, show him where the holes were, and he handled it. That was one thing. He's sitting there trying to call him on the phone to get something handled. Well, the bottom line is that we are in a situation where automation is king. And you're dealing with algorithms and systems. And when you understand you're dealing with algorithms and systems, you better learn how to read those algorithms and systems and make sure that whatever you have on your website or whatever you put into this documentation, that it follows those guidelines. And you're going to be kicked back, and there's not going to be anybody there to answer your questions. And I don't think people understand. This is why some businesses have not automated, or they've automated the financial part of the game and the information gathering part of the game, but not the other game. And the reason they do that is because that keeps a distance and a buffer between you and them. The less people that can get through a specific channel, depending on what the business is, the higher the value of that position. And when you really understand what I just said, you are already winning. Most people don't understand that it's not, let me fill this in, that in, then I'm good. That stuff is practice for the big leagues. When you got these warranty companies requesting all this information from you, you should have a damn template and system in place where you can just pull this, and that. You should be able to do your certificate of insurance, from the palm of your hand, which is why I love Next Insurance, because I can do that right there in the app or on the website, and I can have a certificate of insurance document with a third party on it in a matter of seconds. And that's key when you're trying to do business. See, people don't understand until you're working in these high rises, or until you're trying to lock down a contract or a job that's going to be extremely fruitful. You want to make sure that there's never a question that you don't have your documentation and those items in place. A lot of people lose opportunity because they are not fingertip ready, is what I like to call it. Fingertip ready is when your ass is in the middle of something, and everything you need, the haters is standing there waiting on you not to be prepared, and you just pulling it at your fingertips. In fact, you pulling it up on your smartphone and shooting it to them through Bluetooth or nearby share or email or text, and they just sitting there looking stupid because they so accustomed to people not being prepared. That is something I run into on a daily basis, and I actually take pleasure in breaking down all stereotypical myths. You follow me? Because I live like that. That's my life. I am an anomaly, and I know it, and I revel in that shit. Because at the end of the day, while you hating on me and got your preconceived notions, I'm out here getting it. You know what I mean? I'm making more in a day than you making in a month. So don't hate the player, hate the game, fool. That's how I see it. And when you understand that, you get your stuff in order and you hold it in pride, with pride. You don't question the price of the workers' comp insurance. You don't question the liability. You don't question the commercial, because the doors that those tools are going to open for you are going to be boundless. Because there's going to be a guy standing next to you who don't have that. They might have more education, more experience, but because they haven't transitioned into true business ownership, they will never be successful. These are realities. Transition into business ownership like a boss and handle everything. If you get your paperwork in place, you want to make sure, not only do I have my paperwork in place, and this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. People get into the appliance repair and they don't want to pay for the insurance. They want to find a way around it. And then for y'all who don't have workers' comp, do you have your exemption papers from the state? Like, come on, get it together. I know half y'all ask me, like, what the hell is she talking about? That lets you know you are not in business. You are playing business. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about COI or the liability insurance or the workers' comp, or, you know, I'm telling you. I mean, I even got errors in omission. And people's like, really? Well, I have errors in omission because I also have a mobile notary service. You got to realize, anytime I show up to win. And how did I get this information? Because I failed. Because I got into a situation I was held accountable and I didn't have it. And I always make a commitment to myself. I will never be in those situations again. You understand? Because I didn't like what it looked like. I didn't like how it made me feel, and I was not prepared. And one thing I will always do is be prepared. Because when opportunity knocks, people, what you're supposed to do, have your bags packed and be ready to go. And that's the name of the game. But the only one that can get you there is you. And this is why I'm always preaching to y'all ass, man. Y'all got to get it together, man. We are in a time, hyperinflation's coming. Shout out to Erica, dropping bombs on their ass. Erica, look, I don't know who messed with her, Miss Williams over on the Classic Climb last night, but boy, look here, she was ready, and I was there for it. I was like, up. I'm standing right there in the ring, trying to make sure ain't nobody coming from the side to hit a blow on my little sister. Because that young lady right there, she is giving a lot to the game, and she was giving more to the game than she even realized. But once she realized, she got right with it. She's like, oh, you're going to have to pay for this. Because this woman does research. I get game from her directly. That's the kind of relationship I got. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, she has no problem with talking to me or hitting me up when she's in Florida or what have you, because I'm one of her, quote unquote, she's younger than me, one of her students that actually put in action. And I was dragging my damn feet. Shoot, I could have been getting this game. You know what I mean? But the reality is, you do it when you're ready to do it. That's why I don't beat up nobody and I don't push nobody. I just shake you a little bit and say, okay, now, this is what I told you. Get it together. You know? So with that said, y'all, I'm gonna start winding down this conversation. Link, share, share, like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to get it together, y'all. Still gotta get used to this YouTube thing. But everything I do, I want to do it okay. I want to do it right. You know, but I don't want to be fake as hell. You know how that goes. We ain't gonna say nothing about that. We're gonna leave that right there. I'm gonna sit it right there for you. You know, a lot of people on these YouTube channels, they is just trying to take your money. They ain't trying to give you no information. They don't want to see you do well. What they want you to do is pay their bills, you know? And they put on a shiny suit, polish up the game, and then give you a bag of boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have it. They don't have the game. They'll sit and observe people like me steal gems from my channel and then package it and make it theirs like it was them. And then don't get no credit. See, I don't care about you taking the game. What I care about is you showing respect and throwing credit back to the people you really learning the game from. You know? That's why I tell them, don't hate the player, hate the game, and learn how to play it. So, if you need a consultation or you need some coaching, links in the description. With that said, I'm going to wrap up and get my focus on. I'm almost to Palm Beach, Marcone. What up, Melissa and Tony? I'm on the way. And I will talk to y'all later. Be blessed. And remember, keep your head up every day. Because the next one will be a better one. Be blessed.